Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How is everyone doing? Oh my God, let me shout everybody out in the chat. And I apologize because the lighting's a little bit weird here. We're messing with the lighting, so I just want to make sure I don't look orange like, you know, the orange man. All right. Peekaboo, Cash. Okay. Everybody's coming in. Come in and make sure you hit that like button, please, please, please. Thank you. Shrinking Sharon in the house. Nicole Bryant, shout out to you. All right, who else do I have here member wise? Let me shout out my beautiful, wonderful members. Thank you. My Bama Beauty, thank you. I appreciate it. I try. I try. Cadillac, shout out to you. Everybody coming in. Hey, Stephanie. Stephanie around. Soli, Little Boston, shout out to you. Is it, and I don't want to butcher the name. Taula? Did I say it right? Let me know. Let me know. Hey, Shrinking Sharon, welcome, my member. Shout out to you for coming in. Lady Webbs, my member and my mod, or excuse me, my mod. And Addie, welcome, Chico. Shout out to Chico. Thank you, Chico, for the message. I don't know if you checked the community tab. There's a lot going on that's happening on these YouTubes and in the community. Number one, let's just say that. Definitely very important that we keep an eye out and pay attention to what's going on with their community as well. I want to thank Chico and Krusty who came to my channel yesterday and they gave us a little insight. So we had the video that was released of Tyre Nichols, okay, who was brutally murdered by these 5 police officers in Memphis. You had this protesting that kind of just went, and in that protesting, I mean, it was a lot. I was watching another channel who was airing some of the protesting in LA. And I said, damn, man, now LA. Hey, Ultra Dark, thank you so much for the 199, my love. Thank you for the super sticker. Hey, Gumby. I said, man, LA it's like when I was watching and I kept thinking about the extremist group that we were talking about and just thinking in my mind, the family said of Tyre Nichols, they said they wanted to make sure that this was a peaceful protest. And I don't know if that's necessarily what's been had in most communities. I think we got the good news that the Scorpion unit, okay, has been disbanded. Thank you, Chico, for giving me the heads up about that. I don't know. Hey, Andy says, my spouse and I cried all night. We're almost 60 and it's devastating. It's just like, it don't, and thank you so much for sharing. It really does not matter. Like when it impacts your community, it impacts everybody. I don't know. Oh, Lord Muni says, Tasha Trash supports nobody but herself. Lord, you already coming in here swinging. We're not even on that topic yet, my love. Why don't we pump the brakes a little bit? I promise you we'll get there when we get there, okay? We'll get there when we get there. I haven't watched the video and I don't think I'm going to. I'm gonna follow what Chico and everybody advised me. Thank you. Tallulah is how you pronounce it. Thank you. Thank you. Tallulah. Definitely. Thank you. Thank you, my love. Um, so I'm just not gonna watch it. I can't. I can't for my mental health. I mean, after watching a little bit of Marvin McRae in that situation, I said, I'm tapped out. I can't watch any more police stuff right now. It's just too much, you know? And then when I watched George Floyd, it really messed me up for a while. So I was like, I can't watch this. I can't watch this. So they disbanded the Scorpion unit. It reminds me, if you guys think about these specialized police force units that we have out there, right, that are really meant to deter crime, bring peace. I don't know. I can't. I don't get it. And I almost wonder they use these groups where they target high populations of crime. When some people, they're just driving through the area and they don't even get a warning that, hey, you're in the area, like you might not even be committing a crime and then suddenly you're shot. Just exactly what happened to Jalen Lewis, right? He was shot in the head, no warning, Mississippi. Like this shit right here with the excessive force and not necessarily understanding what we're doing here is got to stop. It's too much. I can't, Bama. Right, Jane? Finally catching. Oh, welcome, welcome. I don't know if I would say defund now. And please don't misconstrue my words. I would not say that. I would say there needs to be some level of review of what's been going on by practice. 5 police officers on 1 man for reckless driving? Something's up. You had another man that was shot in the head, just execution style, basically. Something's happening. What is going on? Something's happening. I think we just need to review a little bit more and understand that we're giving excessive power to groups, right, that are police, and they don't always know and or exercise it the best way. What does the training look like? What are we doing? Are we auditing things? Are we reviewing this? Do we have independent reviewers of such situations? That's what really needs to happen, and scale it back a little bit. I remember back in the day when it was about community policing. Now it's about community deterrence in a way in which it's like we don't even ask you questions. It's becoming, and in my opinion, it's becoming a little bit like that at this point. It's more military. I don't know if that's, I don't even give them that, because it's like more like protect and target, you know? That's just my opinion. My opinion, guys. Yeah. Yeah, my opinion. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the chat. Okay, and I am not always 100% on this situation. I just feel like we got to do better. Something has to happen. We got to review. And then you also have these extremist groups that portray themselves to be for, peaceful protesting. And what they do in the streets is cause more chaos. And then come to find out that it's not even uh, this people, it's the people in this group that are very targeted to give, you know, people a bad name, that are just solely out there to peacefully protest. I saw some of that last night too, in some of the protestings that I was watching. And some of it was happening on YouTube. We were watching a lot of those on YouTube. It is really crazy. I mean, I was watching, I think, I cannot remember the name of the channel, but it was like, I think it was called like Accountability Los Angeles or Transparency Los Angeles. And I was watching and I saw when they would go up to the police officer's face and fuck you, fuck this, fuck that, da, 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 just kind of going at it. And it just seemed counterproductive to what the family requested, which was peaceful protest. Some people just don't respect law enforcement, and that's absolutely fine. But then your mission is a little bit different than what their mission is. Their mission was a peaceful protest, you know? Period, point blank. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, were you? Bama Beauty, tell me. Look at that. Thank you. Krusty. Krusty, did you think I felt, I was watching, I said some of this stuff isn't really peaceful. Felt kind of weird. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Krusty, was it Riverside Accountability or LA? I couldn't even remember. Another interesting case death is Casey Kasem. Casey Kasem. I haven't heard of it. And make sure you guys, if there's something that you want me to look at, I'll review it and see kind of what I can look into. But let me know. They use crisis actors for these events. Lord. The officers I know are decent and good, but most have left the police services. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's becoming very, very hard. He was called River, but he was in LA. That's what I thought. I thought because he said he was like right up Skid Row. They were talking about getting the people from Skid Row to come and protest. And then I saw the way in which they grabbed the car. There was somebody in that protest that was like messing around with the patrol car, and I said, "Lord have mercy! This, you don't call this a peaceful protest? Nothing was peaceful here. These people do not like police. Of course, I don't always like law enforcement. I don't always agree, but I can definitely give an agency its flowers when they do the job right, because it's a very hard job to do. But just some of the stuff was a little bit too much. I don't know. I don't know. But let me know. And yeah, Peekaboo, what do you mean by, who do you feel is a crisis actor in such a horrific situation? I think it's a great question, Peekaboo. Please let me know. And make sure you guys hit the like button as you're coming in. Woo-wee, guys. So let me show you all something crazy. And remember, I had posted on my community tab because, I try to keep everybody here on the YouTube, especially all my members. And I'm only going to post this here, and then I'm going to put the rest on the membership stuff. Okay. Because if you guys are members, you get, if I have receipts, I'll exclusively post it there for you guys, or I might, I might go over it later on, but try to give you guys a sneak peek of what I've been talking about. So let's talk about this Kim lady from Wazoo, Idaho4, went on the Drunk Turkey channel. She interviewed with Chronicles of Olivia, lady, like all over the place. She's got some information. She's not on a gag order. Idaho4. I'm just like, lady, like, where did you come from? Where'd you come from? One of my subbies messaged me and send me some screenshots. So remember when they had the interview, and I might have to pull heels on this one because it's a really good refresher. Let me do that right now. Heels in the air. Remember when they went on the Drunk Turkey show, okay? And they were talking about, well, we know this person from so and so, and just giving all kinds of information and detail to what happened, right? Let me see. I think it's this one. I'm going to show you guys this video real quick, just to give you guys a little refresher, since we're briefly touching on Idaho4. Okay, here we go. This is the Kim, right? Suddenly, I was trying to figure out, we were figuring out, how did they vet this Kim lady? How do we know this Kim lady is legit, right? No.
That is making my life, your life, but more importantly, the life of victims of crime. It's making it impossible to do things, for me to do the job I want to do, for you to have a good live stream experience, and for the family members, it makes their life a living hell. What am I talking about? Talking about the YouTubers, the bad YouTubers, the bad actors, as Scientific Skeptic calls them. And there are a lot of them, and we're going to call them out tonight.
This is just a ripe territory for unscrupulous people to come in and pander to their need to know things,
right?
And then they feed on these people's fear, and then they pretend to be a savior. So the oldest trick in the charlatans' playbook is to scare people and then show up on their white horse and say, "I have the cure."
And let me stop right there. One second. I saw a comment here that I want to highlight. Yeah, Ready Rock, not all protesters have the right motive. I hate when they make the extremist face of the movement. And then some people said over here, let me see, because I want to highlight something. They hire for these, and I want to make sure we're very careful, because one thing I learned yesterday, especially talking to Krusty, is that some people are extremists that pretend or play up this role. Do they exist? Absolutely. We need to be very careful about how I want to say how we word the situation, because some of them, they're BML. They're willing to have a peaceful protest, and then you have those that instigate the community and bring it up to something else. So I want to make sure, unless we have receipts to show that this is something for a fact, we have to be very careful. Yes, and I don't think this is a video that I wanted to show you guys, but let me check something real quick. I really like what's being said here.
One that can cure your insecurity. So these things go a long way at explaining why people follow certain people over others, because first of all, they get that sense of belonging. So the other thing you can't deny about true crime is that this is a big reality show where you become part of the show, you become part of a family.
And I think that is a good point to kind of make out. Why do people connect themselves to true crime? I mean, why is it that you have these people that come out of nowhere, okay, and then suddenly they're connected to a case, or they're the family, or they insert themselves. How many times have we had that not happen here on YouTube? And this is how I feel about Kim from Wazoo, that this is somebody that had been following this situation for quite some time. I had a subby message me these screenshots, and this is what she's saying. Allegedly, this person was pulled from a Facebook true crime area. Hey Heels, welcome. I'm talking a little bit about your video in reference. They pulled this person from a true crime group on Facebook. And you see some of the screenshots in there that I was sent. And I said, now it's starting to make sense. Potentially, this is where they vetted this person. This shit right here is fake news. The Drunken Turkey lied. The Olivia lied. The way in which they vetted it is by pulling this person from this Facebook group. There's a lot of other receipts that are out there. I was sent a couple, but look at this one right here. This is from the University of Idaho murders case discussion. This is a Facebook group. Now, I covered the person's name there because I didn't want people to go after harassing her or anything like that and saying we found your information through the rabbit channel, blah, 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 blah. Now, this is what she posted. To the families and friends of Ethan, Kaylee, Zaina, and Maddie, I'm sorry, there's no words, but there are prayers. A plethora of prayers from all of you and your amazing children. For all of you and your amazing children. I'm sorry for the small, nasty people that feel free to judge and hate. Those that feel it is right to offer opinions and advice. There's no advice that I can share. Grief is private, and your grief the way you need to do. Do what you need, ask what you need, throw things. My advice, throw them into a garbage can, wear goggles and gloves. It is truly a time saver. Ask for what you need and know that your children and all of you have become two college campuses' hearts and goals to seek and find justice. I'm leaving this site. I told the FBI everything I knew on Sunday. I implore everyone else to do the same. I'm leaving this site. It is unproductive. We need to be productive for you. You are not alone. We have not and will not forget. I will continue to hound the media authorities to keep it out there until you have justice. I encourage all of you to reset your moral compass and help. Save your opinions and waiting till the time is right for a reward to say what you know is unacceptable. This was posted December 28th on that group. Okay? Yeah, that's the same group. I don't believe his story for a second, William. Neither do I. So the lady, and these are the other receipts that I have. I'll post them on the membership so you guys can see them. Because I said, how much clout do I really need to give this, given that it is misinformation that this person have put out there? The other receipt, and just to give you guys an idea, it's like this person, this Kim from Wazoo, whatever, put out there that like the conspiracy, more conspiracy to what's been going on, the investigation, how the police didn't do this, how the police have allowed the suspect, knowing the suspect, and allowed the suspect to spend Christmas and holidays with the family, right? So just little things like that to stir the pot, similar to what she did, in my opinion, when she decided to speak to these bloggers. Now, how they vetted it, unless this person was part of a Facebook group and then they say, whoa, look what she's writing. Her kids are in that university, which I'm not disputing. They probably are. They probably are. But I just don't believe for a second that they really did any due diligence. Right, iridescence. It's the small things. I said, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. There's another one I didn't have time to cover. Let me see if I can read it. Let's see. I just did not have time to cover it, the information, but I could probably pull it from my phone. Let's see what the phone says, okay? Let's see. Here we go. Washington State University, this was December 16th. Just a minute up the road, had an active shooter in a campus run apartment buildings. Police say not connected. SWAT killed the active shooter. These campuses are back to back. These kids are friends, siblings, both siblings attended both universities. How can they say, nope, not connected? And who decided it wasn't newsworthy? I think eyes need to be investigated to Christian church and their land grabs, population grabs, forced fellowships of businesses. Google it. Then investigate who shows what? Who, my goodness, this is horrible. Who uncles and aunts are and what land, resident, and commercial real estate they own. Spend time at the sheep farm and bakery apartment. The sons and owners of the Mad Greek, Moscow Bagel and Deli, Idaho Bakery, the Gentleman's Club, the coffee shops. They look at -10 UI deaths in Moscow just since May 21st, which includes one of the snow. So I was like, girl, you're putting all these conspiracy theories on this Facebook group, and this is what you guys did to vet this person because her kids go there. So is it just a coincidence that her kids happen to attend this college and she just happens to spew all this information? Is this how they picked her from the Facebook group? Because that's what it looks like to me. This shit don't look vetted to me. I don't know. Yeah, Heels. I think Olivia sent her to DT and then she messaged them saying Steve Gonsalves wanted to know. No one knew who DT was. Nobody knew who Drunken Turkey was. That's interesting. So then I went back to the Drunken Turkey and I was trying to see where the Kim interviews were at, and they've hid them all. I don't see them up there anymore unless I'm mistaken. I don't see anything. I don't see anything anymore. Mm. Yeah, it's a small thing. So this person is just, it is crazy, but it's like iridescent. It's like the shit that people will make up. Like, look, let me see if I can. This is the video, Heels, right? Olivia validates a third-hand witness in Idaho4 case.
To the Drunk Turkey show, and they did a good job of vetting her.
There was certain validation that needed to be done. Now, the person that called us in stated that she had a daughter and a son that attended WSU, and they had friends and a roommate that were close to the situation.
I called the FBI on the 13th, actually, because I knew my daughter received the text. That is all true. She had received the text by 10 a.m.
For privacy reasons, I bleeped out certain names we talked about.
And one of the girls who sent it to her boyfriend plays football for the UI. So, but then when I called at 5 o'clock, when we got the alert on the way home, she knew everything that had happened. And down to like the injuries and where the kids were, and that Dylan and Bethany were in the downstairs room. They knew the guys who were there. It wasn't just one. They knew who they were. There was a lot of loud noise, and they locked themselves in their rooms and went to sleep. He said, "Why didn't they call the police?" She goes,
"That's interesting that you say that." Heels, look what this receipt says, or this screenshot. I told the FBI everything I knew on Sunday. This was posted on December 28th. Let me look at my calendar right quick, guys. Let's just look at the calendar right quick. Oh, Lord, don't let my phone die. Okay. And I'm like horrible at charging it. This was December, literally a month ago. Okay. This was posted December 28th. She says she talked to, based on this, I told the FBI everything I knew on the Sunday. On the Sunday or on Sunday? Everything I knew on the Sunday. So I don't even think we could tell a date if it's on the Sunday, because she's not even differentiating what Sunday that was. It's just weird. I don't know. her speaking to the FBI doesn't make sense with the story. Right. Bama says, imagine living a life where you sit at home and Saturday and watch YouTubes you hate. I try not to look. I don't hate watching itself can have a lot of like mental, impact. It's very hard. So if you could take breaks, you could take breaks. Her phone record said she called FBI on the 15th. That's interesting. And the 15th was a Sunday? Do we know? Let me look at the calendar. The 15th of December was a Thursday. I think it was a lie. I think it's all a lie. I think that it's like, it was November? Okay, Heel said it was November. Oh, you referred somebody to the comments? No worries, Bama Beauty. People can tell the FBI what they think they know, but that doesn't make it fact. Absolutely. And that's one thing I notice here. It's like, there's a couple of channels. There's one, let me put this out of my face, but there's one specific one who says, this guy is a legit troll, like a troll. And when you're a troll like that, I don't, you tag me in some ish and you're trolling me, I pay you dust. Right? So I had somebody trolling me on Twitter, and it was like a true crime person, because some of these people get really intense. And like I said, I'll repeat, if you're trolling me and tagging me on bullshit, I pay you dust. You're nothing to me. You're like you're dust, because you're trying to build off of something else that ain't really making a whole lot of sense out of trolling, and we don't need that. But anyways, they said that it's funny, because they're like, well, I gave my full report to the FBI. I gave my full report to the FBI, to the CIA. I gave my full, and I'm just like, yo, you know how many reports the FBI and the CIA and the, whatever, DEA, all these agencies get? It's weird. It's like, you're right, Beachbrid. Just because you reported it doesn't make it facts. It needs to be investigated, my friend. What are you thinking? So anyways, I want to thank the subby that messaged me those receipts. I guess it makes sense. This isn't anything that has any validity to it. If anybody, you guys should be mad over being clickbait, because you just got clickbaited to clicking something that ain't even fucking true, right? These people pulled somebody from a Facebook group that happened to have a lot of information, that was probably watching all of us, because they knew JLR. They were probably watching all of us. And then they just decided to add a little sauce to the, to the pasta, and make the story bigger than what it really needed to be. I don't know. No, you've always tagged. No, it's not even that. But like, especially when you're a creator, when you're being tagged by a troll, it's a little bit different than, other people that tag you on stuff. It's just like, it's like they're baiting you for a response and you don't give them that. And I'm just like, especially when the response is legit opposing to what you're saying, I pay you dust, because you're just trolling me for an argument. And I just can't do that. I'm wary of the people who try hard to seem credible. The truth is the truth. Right. Absolutely. Hey, Ebony, can we please get the likes up? Yeah, can we get the likes up? Hello, don't do me dirty. All right, don't do me dirty. Let me look at these freaking likes right now. Yeah, I have 160 plus people here. I better get to, like, I don't know, 150 likes, please, and thank you. Gumby says, I knew she was part of the misinformation group. She said, yeah, all misinformation, all of it. If you need extra steps, it probably generally, Jenny, if you need extra steps, it's fault. It's false. Is it Unirate? You can delete my comment. I don't mind. It's not part of the story. Oh, what comment, my love? I didn't delete any of your comments, but let me know. You forgot to hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Please. So I sat there, I said, this shit is a fraud. And these people knew it's a fraud. And now you got all these videos that don't even exist anymore. And I'm just like, well, we can't even reference it. Do we have misinformation that goes out there? Sometimes we do, and or sometimes you can do a stream. And I hate to say it, but it could be based on speculation, right? That does happen. I've done a stream before where I'm like speculating, is this truth? This is not true. And instead of my deciding whether it's true, I allow you guys to decide. I may not give you an opinion. Sometimes I like to have conversations with you all. It would have been different if it was approached that way, but you guys approached it as it's fact. I vetted it, and it's third or fourth party information. We don't. Please, please, please. It's dumb. It's dumb to do it that way. Okay. And I just don't get it. And nor do I appreciate any of that. Just saying. All right, guys, we're going to move on to this Larry situation.
And
okay.
who they gonna play? But he was saying like,
all right. A couple weeks ago, I just followed you on Twitter. I need you to. Oh, shout out to Ann. So I followed you on Twitter. I need to shout you out. Oh, thank you, my love. Thank you for following me. And shout out to you. Make sure if you guys follow me, let me know that you're following me on my channel, and I'll follow you back. Okay. Is the kid? No, it's not real. It's not real. It's fake. It's fake. They picked this person up from a Facebook group. I said it. That's what I see happening based on the information that was out there. This person is not real. It's a fake. It's a fake. It's fake. Fake news. Hey, Patty, there's so much material out there. There's been an arrest. The investigation is full swing. Why do these people grind this case and those involved? Absolutely. No, you're fine. You're fine, my love. Don't worry. You're fine. I'm just saying it's fake. In conclusion, it's fake. I'm just letting you guys know it's fake. That's just how I feel, based on. I mean, there is nothing concrete that shows it other than her statements, and even then, nothing. Sounds like she contacted the FBI. People contact the FBI every day. It doesn't mean that their story is correct. They would have gag order her ass if anything as she said was accurate. Nothing. Nothing. So yeah. Hey, Pink Volo, welcome. You are not late. I want to talk a little bit about. Yeah, Stephanie, she was. I just think it's embarrassing. Yeah, no worries. I think it's embarrassing that you would put some shit out there like that after having spoken to the family, the Gonsalves family. Like, come on, yo. You spoke to them. You did an interview with them. They allowed you inside their home. They gave you insight. Like, why disrespect the family that way by putting out fake information and then say that you vetted it? I mean, it's just ridiculous. I don't think that Kim is fake. Well, Tommy, you're entitled to your own opinion. I believe it's fake, you know? Yes, welcome. Oh my God, abso-freaking-lutely. And I think I saw you in Sean Davy Way Show's chat. Shout out to Sean Davy Way. We're going to talk a little bit about that. How do I want to start this? Okay. I talked a little bit about Larry Reid a while ago. She was verified. Get a clue. What you mean? Hey, nonsense. Welcome. Reform, not refund, in my opinion. No forced entry, spared, brought other people waiting 8 hours to contact the authorities. Yep, if she was a guy, she'd be locked up and we wouldn't even be questioning it. What? She was verified. Oh, she was verified by who? By you? Did you verify her? The drunk turkey guy verified her? Olivia verified her. Who verified her? Who? Who? Honeybee, I agree with you. Reform, not defund. Who and how? Jasmina, please. That doesn't make her story correct. That doesn't make her story accurate. I'm very confused. I guess we're still on the conversation about Kim from Wazoo. We had somebody in here. Look it up. No, why do I need to look it up? You're coming in my chat. I don't need to look it up. I have the information that I have. I mean, yeah, right. It was, there you go. The drunk turkey guy verified her and everything about her and her calls, so search a little harder. Right, okay. The third, fourth party information that was verified, it's a lie. Can you verify that? Yeah. Anyways, William is the head of verification. I guess. I guess. I mean, whatever they say is Bible, right? Thank you. Let me tell you. Thank you. There you go. I know. Bring the receipts, please. And they're telling me to do the research. My friend, you're in my channel. You do the receipt. I brought you what I brought you. They picked this person off of a Facebook group. That's what they did. Why don't you look a little harder? They're gonna have to. They're gonna have to. It was verified by SMBC 13. Yes, it was. The same people that said that Marvell McRae had passed away. Yeah. Hey, Kimmy, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. I want to move on to the next topic, if that's okay. And if Ahmad, I mean, if we got more trolling from William, please time them out. Doing a little too much. Okay. Let's see. I want to talk a little bit about Larry Reid. Okay. Those that don't know, and I'll give you a little rundown of who Larry Reid is, because some of you guys may not know. Who is this person? Who is this person? Why are they in true crime? Though they're not in true crime. Larry Reid is a YouTuber here, okay, who recently, and I don't want to say recently, it's been a couple years, has been accused of messing with underage children, okay, with boys. For the longest time, I'm confused in the chat, not why. Oh, okay, got you. No worries, Iridescent. Thank you for the $4.99. Hey, LD, welcome. Thank you for coming in. So, I talked about Larry Reid, I want to say like a couple weeks ago. And in my mind, I was thinking like, damn, this is really hitting the fan. He recently interviewed with another bigger YouTuber by the name of Sharrell's World. And a lot of you guys know who Sharrell's World is. If you follow kind of like the celebrity, because her main take is celebrity. And then in that interview, there was the blogger that's been defending Larry Reid, who, and I don't want to take this away from that blogger, who says, that he knows the ins and outs of this case. It was so weird to me because this man is being accused. He's got 3 victims that have accused him. And I'm going to show. Let me see. This is the TikTok video. Okay. So some of you guys, this is just a little short snippet. For those that want more information about this situation, you're going to have to actually, search it yourself. Type in Tasha K. She's a huge YouTuber. And she recently did a huge interview here with the accusers of this other YouTuber by the name of Larry Reid. Yeah, LD, using the, thank you. There is so much right here, LD, using the church as an excuse, aka ritual and spiritual abuse. Larry doesn't even know the ins and outs. Lord, you guys are coming in. Oh, and CTV is Larry. Yep, and that's and the person, Larry Reid has these bloggers, there's probably more than one, who has been defending. The guy knows the case in and out, and no shade to CTV, but I find it very disturbing to have another blogger fight the battle that I need to fight. This is the day of reckoning for a lot of people. Stuff like this comes out, and what do we do? Instead of facing it, it's kind of like, well, it's a lie. It's this. And then what I've noticed is this agenda on the internet, especially here on YouTube, where it's like the victim has to prove the case, right? Or the victim has to be berated and defamed, and that victim didn't live there. This didn't happen to the victim. How could, and suddenly these people are coming in on the defense when none of you asses were actually there when this shit went down. Like, how can I speak to that and then sit there and defend when this man is not doing his own defending? He had an interview with Sharrell's World, and CTV was there next to him, and I'm sitting there like, why does CTV know more information and ins and outs about your exoneration, alleged exoneration, and you're being accused? Thank you. Right there, spot on. Defend yourself, not your girlfriend. Spot on right there. I found that to be so off. I'm a preacher's daughter raised in the black church. This is my home court advantage, LOL. Shout out to LD and her family. This is why men don't come out as victims. This is the crazy part. So we're going to watch a little snippet of this here. And this is on TikTok. So that way, I don't think Tasha would strike us, because I think that her agenda right now is awareness. Now, here's the other side to this too. I killed a huge spider, so I have to make sure. I hate spiders. Side note. But there's a huge spider over here and I had to kill it. And I hate spiders. Side note. Tasha, people had said, Tasha, she has an agenda. She doesn't like Larry Reid. You can feel whatever the hell you want about Tasha K. Okay. Was she the right messenger? Probably not, to bring this, because apparently Tasha K was friends with Pastor Larry Reid, and there was maybe some type of deal that fell through, and she could have possibly known and not know. I don't know where the chips fall in this situation. What I do know is this: all of this little drama is so, like, whether whatever people knew or not, the victim has come out and given his side of the story. So then you have all these other bloggers that are coming in trying to discredit her because look who you go to. You've aligned yourself with the enemy. That's my enemy. Well, your enemy has over 1 million followers. If I was the victim in that case and I wanted to bring some attention to my story, you best believe I'm going to go to the bigger blogger. That's what I would do. They're not going to come to a channel that has less than, 50,000 subscribers, because that's what you do. That's what you do. Anyways, let me shut up. Are you guys criticizing me for killing a spider? Sorry, you guys. I can't. I huge arachnophobic over here. Hold on, I got a call. My arachnophobia is so big, and I have my own little trauma on that. But let me go ahead and make this a little bit bigger and make my head a little smaller. You guys are criticizing me. Thank you. It is about the victims. It's absolutely about the victims. I'm going to put the biggest trigger warning for those that are not familiar with the story, because I know I have some that don't necessarily know the story. But listen to his statement.
You can never tell anybody, because if you tell somebody, I'm going to deny it. And who they going to believe, me or you? That sticks out to me really loudly still. Like, who are they going to believe, me or you? Like, he would say that to me. And who are they going to believe? Me or him. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are people, even after this comes out, the reality is, people are going to think I'm lying. That's what the reality is. And I had to deal with that too, to be prepared for this moment. There's somebody, regardless of if they listen to a portion of this or all of this interview, they're going to think that this guy is lying. Some people are just going to.
Yeah.
That's just what the truth is. But it's my experience. So regardless of what somebody's opinion is, that experience is always imprinted on me. But he would say to me, like,
yes, I love what he said right there. He said, regardless, this is my experience. This is, people are always going to think that I'm lying, that this is what it is. And so I was sitting back, I was watching the interview with Larry Reid and Sharrell's World and Conscious, and then I was watching I watched a little bit about his Patreon, kind of going back and forth, and then I watched the Armand Wiggins and Storm Monroe and Larry Reid sit down, and I sat there and I said, damn, like, is nobody really seeing what is going on here? Like, I get that not a lot of people may necessarily be fanatics of Tasha K, but should that take away that's Tasha K. That doesn't take away from the facts of the story of what happened to this man. And so I want to thank Sean Davy Way, because he equated the oh my God, like, I had to rewatch his, it's about 2 hours. Certain parts of what Sean said, because it totally painted it for me. And I couldn't even have said it best as somebody who has actually worked with victims of abuse in such manners. Sean said, and he shared his story, he said, look, that he was in a similar situation, so much so that he guessed his sexuality, right? Where, and I don't want to take the words away from it, but I sat there and I said, oh my God, like, thinking in my mind, here you have this man that allegedly molested this kid or did what he did with this kid, and having to come to terms with that. And then he's a person of leadership in this church, and people follow him. Mom is the one in her mind, and this is why I even, when he said about the single mothers being out there, they're not bad mothers. Single mothers can sometimes be in the most vulnerable positions where you don't have anybody to watch your kids, right? So it's like, let me go leave them at the after school activity or at the church. And you're thinking that these are people that are closer to God, that understand your struggle of working a 9 to 5, to find out that now this has happened to your son. How do you consolidate with that? How do you go every day about that? I sat there just thinking about that, like, damn, you're damn if you don't have a job and provide for your kids, and then you have this shit happening. I think with the person of trust, the violation of trust that happens, and then you find out, do you believe your son? And I could even see this conflict of not knowing, do I believe my kid or not? Is my kid in a position of being able to tell the truth? And here we are, I don't know, 15 years later, after the fact of what has happened, and they're still standing up for what has happened, right? They're still having to consolidate. Lavontraye's mom, who's the victim, takes ownership of, allowing some of this to have happened, of not being more protective of her son. Exactly. How do you handle it when a man says they may have been ish? Absolutely. And you have to think about cultural pieces of this. How often do you see men, and then Black men out of all, to come out and say, this happened to me, yo, this happened to me? And then what do we do here on the internet? Instead of sitting down and listening to this, we sit there and we judge. And then you have a blogger that's pulling out real estate records. Lavontraye never lived there, because the house was built in 1984 and he was 14, or 2004. And based on this receipt, and then Tasha K accused Larry Reid of having HIV. And I said, well, what the hell does that have anything to do with the victim? Is this about Tasha K and Larry Reid? Which is what I picked up from Sharrell's World interview with Larry Reid. This isn't about the allegations, although I appreciated some of the questions that she asked. I thought they were good questions. I just don't know if she saw the red flags. One of the biggest red flags in there was that he himself could not really determine the timeline as well. So if Larry Reid is having a hard time with the age and timeline, why should we allow the victim to be responsible as well? Like, it just felt weird. So I had to highlight Sean's interview, because I thought it was a great, or not interview, commentary, because I thought it was a great way. And then what gets to me Sean is going live, right? You got these Larry Reid supporters in the chat trying to dox Sean. I sat there and I said, not you guys trying to dox Sean. You know, and if you know Sean doesn't give a shit. He would tell you, like, a lot has happened to Sean here on YouTube. He doesn't care. Who are you coming for? He doesn't care. But it's like an intimidation practice. He even said himself, you know, you got people messaging him with the lawsuits and lawsuits. It's the truth. How are you going to sue somebody that didn't put out the allegations but is giving commentary to the allegations? No different than what happened with Jared Lysick. Absolutely. Sean Binda, thank you, Miss AT. At least Sean doxed himself long time ago. He's good. Yeah. When he did this, I said, damn, man, I just had a different level of respect for Sean that I was like, yo, Sean.
Saying Lavontraye had anything to do with it because Sharon did not specify, but I'm believing that it was just things going on with the church. I know how churches can be, a lot of drama, you know, a lot of behind the scenes, you know. So with that happening, Sharon decided to remove herself from that church. Okay, so she started to, you know, not be there. But here's one thing that I feel that a lot of people looked over with the interview with Sharon.
Say it, Sean. Say it.
Larry Reid, hide your teenagers, Reid, tries to differentiate with his age.
Yes.
With Lavontraye. You know, 1 minute
he does.
15, or 16, then 1 minute he was 17, whatever.
Wait a minute.
19, then he was 20 when he moved out. So
no. It's not even Larry Reid. It's the bloggers that are supporting, that are trying to differentiate his age, as if that is a factor because they were there. Like, what? That's what bothers me about this. It's like, you can't even get, well, he was 17. Wait. Was he 14, 17? I mean, the analysis was great. I would have to agree.
He basically makes it seem as if when Lavontraye was 14, 15, or within that age bracket, that he didn't really even know who he was. I had no idea who this Lavontraye was. But here's what I found weird. Now, Larry Reid and Shamarko ended up visiting the first church that Lavontraye, his brother and his mother, were going to. Okay? So with him being there, coming and visiting, Sharon, met him. Okay. If Sharon met him at that time, which Lavontraye would have been 14, Larry, why would she not introduce you to her boys? Larry, Lavontraye was playing the drums. Why would she not introduce you to her children? Y'all introduced yourselves, so why would she not be, these are my boys, you know, or that's my son on the drums?
I mean, think about it. Lavontraye's mom, devoted church, you know, lady pastor. How would the pastor not know the boys? Like, it just seems weird. And it is not the first time that I've heard of a story where single mothers are targeted specifically for their kids, where there's a male role model and they present themselves to be not only holier, but well equipped to be able to guide a young, you know, youth, child, or whatever. Like, the story in itself doesn't quite make sense. And not only that, it's the fact that CTV, okay, it's like he's having to fight and then put things together. Why? I believe so too. I believe so too on this one, that he was upset, and I think he was very much upset about that. When I saw him up there on Sharrell's World, I said, listen, this is like let this man stand on his own, because you being right there, CTV, and I'm sure that CTV it means well, but it's off-putting by so much. And I don't even know CTV like that. Not that my opinion would matter, but it's a little off-putting when somebody is getting interviewed. Let's say you're sitting at I had to watch, let me tell you guys something. I had to watch this. I sat on jury duty where a then young girl made an allegation against her dad. Okay. And the dad couldn't get the ish straight, but like it wasn't like when the interviews were going on, he's having to respond for himself. He might have an attorney, right? But that's not the role that CFT should be taking at this point. It's a lot of windmilling. I was like, why are you fighting so hard? Because it's like your slip is showing. It's showing that you have an ulterior motive to the situation. That's how I see it. He can't, I don't know. It's like, let these people talk. If the man has money to sue and he feels like I'm going to go against these people, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go against Tasha K. Do it then. Let the court talk. I mean, the information has been out there for a couple years before I even started this channel. And I'll never forget talking to a blogger and asking this blogger, like, yo, how come people aren't talking about Larry Reid's allegation? Oh, because Larry Reid sues people. Nobody wants to talk about Larry Reid because he fucking sues people. And, if you talk about these allegations that are being made, you best believe it. It's like you've been blackballed from YouTube. I heard that and I said, well, wait a minute. Like, what? It's a weird, like, unspoken thing that you're not supposed. Back then, it was like you weren't supposed to talk about him because he's a hot shit of mystery on YouTube. I don't get it.
Because you visited the church. You didn't come there preaching and all of that. Even if you did, he was right behind you because he was on drums. So how did you not meet him? You knew who Lavontraye was, and that was your first time seeing him. She said y'all met because you came to her church, her prior church. Lavontraye was only between the ages of 13 and 14 at the time. So you either met him at 13 or you met him at 14. Either way, you met him. You knew who he was. You absolutely did. And he's even going to stand out further because he's playing the drums. So he's in the front of the church where everyone is looking. Why folk come? Everybody else in the church saw Lavontraye, but you didn't.
Yeah, let's not forget Lavontraye's a drummer, okay, at the time. So how do you not know about what's been going on? It's always a blessing when a young man steps forward for the sake of future victims. Nip that in the bud because these abusers are serial. My God, CTV is a oh, Lord have mercy. Miss ATL said, look, CTV is a hoe with a heart. He believes what he says. I respect his opinion, but I look at the rest of the story. And I think in this situation, I'm pretty sure that CTV means well by helping, but by helping his friend, who we don't know what those arrangements look like, because I'm telling you, your slip is showing at this point. I wouldn't go so hard on somebody unless we're married. Like, what's that all about? Like, Miss ATLian, doesn't it seem a little weird to go this hard on somebody you're not even like you don't even got a ring for? Which, by the way, my fingers are pretty fat after having a baby, so I can't even wear mine. But, is it just weird? Like, who fights this hard? Yeah, he could blackball you from the church. Well, I don't know. People on YouTube that are ministers either have been vetted by the church or they found not appropriate. If you still felt called, you will do it on YouTube. So, and I didn't even know, puzzle piece. I didn't know that Larry Reid had a OnlyFans. Do you guys remember my poll in the community that said, if you found out your pastor had an OnlyFans, would you be cool with that? And I was looking at like his OnlyFans. I said, oh, okay. Okay. It's that kind of time. How though, Miss ATLian? CTV said he's been investigating this for years. Really? That's so weird. Ready Rock says those arrangements look like hotel meetings, back alley, bust downs. Oh Lord. Don't have any special social media, which is rare these days. It's very true. It's very rare to find somebody that does not have social media. Lavontraye does not seem credible either. They should go to court. You know what? How about this? You know one thing I've yet to hear anybody mention? Maybe one person mentioned it. How about Larry Reid just do a lie detector test? Like at this point, what does it even matter? If we're already on social media, some of us have already made our opinions. Why don't we just have him do a lie detector test? Would you, I mean, not that it's admissible at court, but would you guys accept a lie detector test at this point? They can be helpful sometimes, even though they're not admissible. I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys are laughing in the chat. Oh Lord. Girl, you know he would never do that. Well, peekaboo, I'm just wondering, like, you over here giving different, why don't we just do a lie detector test? Call Maury out of retirement? Ooh, interesting. Curiosity killed the cat. Take him to court. Take him to court. He'll just have a YouTuber show his results were negative, like he did with an HIV test. We need to see it live. A lie detector live. That would break the internet. That would break the internet right there. I think so. That would be interesting to have that be seen. Whoo-wee.
Why was Sharon not introduced you to her boys if you were being introduced to her? And her boys are in the church. They're there. They weren't gone. They weren't at home sick. No, they were hip and hip for her. When she was church going, they went every Sunday. They was all the church. But everybody saw him but you?
Yeah, that's interesting.
So when she introduced you to her children, did you just not look down, or? Like, I'm confused because I'm pretty sure she did. Why wouldn't she? And if she didn't say that they weren't close to her, I'm sure she pointed them out. So you met him. You met him before he ever came into your church. Mm-hmm. Even when he came to your church, you still tried to make it seem like you didn't know who he was. What?
Exactly, Sean. When he said that, I said that's exactly what I was thinking. I said this whole story is so weird. LD says he will probably try to lie himself out of it. I don't see grown black men admitting to something like this. I can picture Larry right now Googling how to beat a lie detector test. Lord have mercy. Tommy says, I don't even believe in fingerprints. The average number of victims a perpetrator like this has a lifetime is 250. There's more victims. I definitely believe there's more victims. Yeah. I mean, Sean is definitely, when he said this, I said, yo, this is like the most logical way to put this. One or the other, and let me go to that timestamp now, because I just love what he said. It just, in the grooming process too, I think it's the other thing too, is that we keep thinking that we have this concept of what, and I'm going to spell out this word. We have this concept of what RAPE looks like, especially when it pertains to children. We have this thing about what things should look like, right? Well, if you didn't say something before, then it didn't happen. These concepts, right, that we have in our head, or this idea and the way in which we framed how abuse needs to look like. And those are the kinds of thought processes in my mind, in my opinion, that sets us back so much, because we don't necessarily believe the victim initially when we think, well, they didn't say anything before. Well, the house wasn't built back on this day. Well, it didn't happen this way. That kind of sets us up in so many ways, right? Mentally, you know? Right. Yes, there's more probably scared to get sued by his goofy ass. Reid is a goof troop. Yep. Thank you. Right. There's so many unreported cases of child and adult abuse because it is difficult to even admit, let alone get a trial. And face a trial. Not only that, then you have the other factor of men in this situation. That's another factor that a lot of people don't even consider and or think. Like, how does that even play a role to this? I mean, and this is just a conversation, guys. I mean, think about it.
Trey, at this time, I believe was 17, around that age, 16, 17, around that age when she was finding this information out. Okay. But it more so came out because of Lavontraye's girlfriend, which is now wife. It came out because of her. She got the boot from the church and Lavontraye got the boot from the church. Larry has stated this before, but what Larry has not stated is that you're gross. Larry, you can't convince me, okay? Because if you got the boy staying in one home and the girl staying in another home, they're going to be prone to still like each other, okay? Even if they're not dating. There's plenty of people that go to church and there's a boy at church you like or a girl at church you like. It is, okay? Sometimes you meet up outside of church. Sometimes you just don't. Sometimes you just like them from a distance. But it's definitely something that's going to happen, all right? Opposites attract, okay? So with that being said, Larry.
Oh, my God.
Larry.
Get this. So Chilaxi Chica says, child who wants to look at Larry Reid's OnlyFans. So I did some searching, right? And, I didn't go in there, but, you could see when somebody has an OnlyFans. And I'm Googling, and I'm like, I know it was there. And I visited the page, and now the page is gone. Did he remove his page? Did Larry Reid remove his page? I don't know too many pastors that have an OnlyFans. Hey, Remy, welcome. Did he remove his page? It was there. I promise you. Let me show you guys. I'm not even joking. Let's stop this. Let me share it. So here, it says that I visited the page on the 19th. Well, it was there on the 19th. Look at that. Entertainment news talk based on ATL Miami and LA streamed to Facebook, YouTube to combine 140K, 41K, 3 million views on YouTube, right? Larry Reid. So I was like, all right, cool. I was able to Google it. I go on it. Sorry, this page is not available. He said he was removing his OnlyFans. Well, there you go. LMSTY, he removed it. I saw it. I saw some stuff in there. No, it can be a little bit of everything. It doesn't always have to be sex, but the majority of OnlyFans is for that. So when I was seeing there, there was some stuff in there that was, sexually explicit for those that want to know. Yeah, but it's not only, you could do different things on OnlyFans, to be fair. You could definitely do different things. I think it's just another platform. To me, it's like, it's almost similar to like, if you have a Patreon, the difference is that on OnlyFans, you get to do a little bit of everything. But note that OnlyFans was changing its platform because of the human trafficking piece that they were talking about. Yeah, gaming and sex. Humans are so different, gross. No reputable pastor minister would have an OnlyFans page. I would lose my credentials. Well, Larry Reid did. He had an OnlyFans. He did. Yes, yes. OnlyFans was connected to a couple of human trafficking websites and crimes. And so they had to remove some of the sexual stuff. Very much so. Did you really? Yo, I ducked too soon. I should have done that. She said she got her screenshots before he deleted it. Okay, so you got the screenshots. Can you tell us? Can you tell in the chat what were some of the things in the OnlyFans? Because there was some sexual explicit things in those OnlyFans. I mean, I like to know what pastor has an OnlyFans, but that's just me. And see, I'm Catholic, and no church is perfect. The Catholic Church has been known for doing his shit, right? Like, we know that. But I don't know too many priests that have OnlyFans. And Lord have mercy. Lord, with the Pika was like, look, we got screenshots. These famous pastors are so egotistical. Yes, Patty. Yes, Patty. Uh-huh. Yeah, I think his church is like online. Are you Catholic too? I rebuke. Listen, we need an exorcism on these YouTube streets. On the crime community, on the T sector, on all these people. Yes. I don't like you anymore. Chilaxi Chica said, Lord, wait, where are you at? She said, Lord, Larry was trying to be Safari Reed. You guys are too much in this chat. Oh my God. Yeah, but the old priest at the church heading off the body crisis and hanging out with oh my gosh. Right, but I'm saying you would be defrosted for that. I would agree. If something would happen to you now, get behind me and say, that's right. That's right. Get behind me, Satan. Period. I mean, I swear. I'm being quiet in the bushes. You don't have to be. I'm sure we have a lot of people in the bushes right now that are watching us. Shout out to you guys. Make sure you hit that like button. I'm just giving you a different perspective to this situation, but I do think that why I talk about this even in my channel is because there's a true crime element to this. We have a victim. We have somebody that's been speaking out, and then you have the whole YouTube, bigger bloggers that are making an agenda to try to discredit when it's like what you've been shown. You don't have you talk about verifying. Have you verified what you've been shown? Just like, was it vetted third, fourth, fifth party? How do you know that the person, I hate to say it. Well, no, I don't hate to say it. I'm just going to say it. But when Conscious TV was showing all these receipts, right? And they were showing it to Sharrell's world, I was kind of sitting there and thinking, and I was like, well, this man has an agenda too. Conscious TV has received some level of monetary gain through being Larry Reid's friend, supporter, partner. You can't tell me that he hasn't paid you something based off of the stuff that you've been doing here online. So what makes me think I would second guess everything that you show on Sharrell's world at this point as being receipts, because we don't I just don't take his word as Bible. I don't, and no pun intended, but I really don't take anything that they say as Bible because of the way in which the slip is showing a little bit. It just feels weird. It just thank you. Several chillaxing chica, several, my understanding, several. I mean, somebody bought me a car to rent. I don't know, man. I think he's very biased. I know shade, but I do think he's very biased, and I think he's very clouded. And this is why I appreciate Sean saying that. My email address, let me put it to you in my chat. Let me put it in the chat right now. I think is very biased. I'm like, how are you going to the man is you're defending this man harder than he's defending himself. I don't get it. I remember going to school and I was jealous because all the kids got to go into catechism after school. Not anymore. Lord, catechism. That's my address, by the way. I'm sorry, my email address. I don't know if I removed it too quick. This is my email address for those that were asking. If you guys want to shoot me something. Hopefully he's not using the Bible. I mean, I do think he's biased, though. I think he's very biased. And it's for a reason. Ooh, wow. Peekaboo said it. I didn't say it. I didn't say it. Right. Right, Cash. Right, Cash.
Larry, you kicked them out of that church because you were jealous that Lavontraye was sleeping with his girlfriend. You were jealous of her. You absolutely were. Because there were other people that were messing around. You ain't kicked them out. You ain't kicked them out. You ain't kicked them out. Shamarko ended up slipping in Larry Reid's Patreon, stating that Lavontraye would drive Larry's car. I don't give a damn about the age. All I know was Lavontraye, because he said Lavontraye was in school. Lavontraye didn't go to college, and if he didn't go to college from Larry's house. He did not go to college from there.
Why is a teenager that is not your child? Now, mind you, that my understanding is that this is when Lavontraye was staying with Larry Reid and the whole, flock, okay? And mom was traveling, working on some other ministries, okay? And I'm hearing this, and I'm like, well, why, if he was underage, younger, he's driving cars? Like, it's a lot. I will check my email right now. Let me go do that right now because I'm actually open on it. Thank you. Oh, okay. Oh, well, LMS YT. And do you have a YouTube channel? Can you let me know? Because let me shout you out and send some people down there to you. But why don't we look at this OnlyFans? These are you guys want to see the screenshots? You guys want to see the screenshots from Pastor Larry Reid? You guys want to see them? Let's see them. All right, let's see them. Let's see the first one here. This is from the OnlyFans. Oh no, that's yes, the screenshots. Thank you. Yes. Well, no, not dick pics. Cash is like, are we going to see dick pics? The message was held for review because you have to misspell the word dick. Don't spell dick because it'll block you. Let's see. It's a little blurry, but I can read it to you. Larry Reid from OnlyFans says, it's not a myth. When you lose weight, you gain peen. Fellas, watch the video too. Ladies, y'all may need to let your, whoa, I can't even read that. Boinged, bellied male children and men watch too. Huh? Yeah. Okay. Let me stop sharing here and let me move on to another picture. It is very small, but I can read it. Lord, you want to see? You guys see? Oh my gosh, you guys are messy. See, I read this one right here. I was like, oh, he really is like, he's all into the OnlyFans stuff. This one, I'm definitely, and this is a better view of it too. Let me share it with you guys, okay? Here. PrEP. Here it is. It is for HIV preparation, or excuse me, HIV prevention up to 99%. It is not a license to have unprotected sex. Condoms protect from HIV infections as well as other STIs and pregnancy. You should take PrEP if you're having unprotected sex with the condom. Another post. Use silicone, preferably pure silicone, for anal sex without a condom. This will protect against microbe tears. Use water-based lubricants when using a condom or a toy. Yeah. Hey, Bobby. You want to see? He's like, I want to see. There's more screenshots. You guys want to see more screenshots? Let me know. Let me know in the chat, because she sent me more screenshots. I'm just going like one by one, being very careful here. Oh, wow. This is interesting. See, this is interesting right here, you guys. This quote right here. And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this one here. Maybe I just have some preconceived notions of what a pastor should say or do. Good sex doesn't require emotional connection, but great sex happens when there is an emotional connection. That's the pastor. You guys want to see another one? Should we see another one? Ooh wee. I was muted. It says, I'm an Aquarius. Let me explain this. We are terribly honest and loyal. However, once we know you ain't shit or shat, we feel we don't owe you any explanation for anything we choose to do. We will make you feel like you're the only one we with, but we don't peed your bull and won't hood ourselves to a standard we know you ain't holding to. And if you ask, are we doing X, Y, and Z? We're going to say, yep. And here's why. We typically aren't liars. We typically aren't liars. Have any of you have a sexual relationship with any other Aquariuses? But I like how he said we typically aren't liars, because this is why I said, man, you can't sit there and defend somebody like what he says is Bible and that he has not lied and he's never done anything. Let me see the other two screenshots real quick. Right, that one. And this is what I was reading first for those that were wondering. The other one was pretty blurry. This is a pretty good quality. This is the first one. You're an Aquarius too? You see, Patty sounds like a dating site. I mean, sounds like what's that one dating site? This is something you would find at like Craigslist, I would think, like the finding love area connection. What y'all think? Is the age of Aquarius? According to, I'm guessing, thankful I haven't. What do you guys think of this one? It seems like this is like it's back page. That's the name of the place. All right, let me see. There's I think one more, and then we're done with these. Thank you for sharing these screenshots. I appreciate you for doing that. I had seen them, and I didn't even think of taking them because I said I'm just not feeling it. But look, this one's interesting here. A sex expert will be on the show with me to answer your questions. Send your questions. All right. If you're in a traditional relationship, but you want to explore an open relationship and want to have that combo with your partner and Larry Reid on camera, email. Well, damn. It's a lot. I guess Larry Reid is not your traditional type of pastor. I mean, as a Catholic, this isn't the kind of stuff that we would see at all. You know, you would be in a position of trust and power. So these are not conversations that you would see a lot of us having with our pastors. It's a little bit different, but I mean, everybody has a different belief in terms of what they believe in. And even in this live, Sean is like giving and expressing his just his stance, and you have the Larry Reid supporters kind of going off on Sean. I say, what are you guys doing? Like, I expect trolling, but this is a different level.
To say, Martin, that she learned about Larry and little boys, more so from people Larry dealt with from out of state. So, Larry, there would be other victims. There would be. Ooh, Larry, stop playing with me. Oh my God.
There would be other victims. I would have to agree with this. I feel like
there would be. There
only
would
a matter of
be.
time for them to come
But
out.
you saying Tasha K making stuff up? She this and she that. You sure? Are you sure? On that phone call with Tasha, you said besides Lavontraye, I don't know what nobody's talking about. Well, there was rumors going around.
Yes.
Of parents having conversations with you about what their boys had stated about you. So then all of a sudden you get this, or like we said before, guilty conscience about other stuff that had transpired. Okay? All right? And Larry, you love to throw money at stuff.
And he does.
I wonder why those parents so quiet.
And he does.
Her boys stayed with Larry before she went to St. Martin, okay? Because that's how Larry had it in the church. So people got to stop making it seem like she just went and came to the church, met Larry, and she just said, "Hey, Larry, can you take my boys?"
It's not how it happened.
Not what that were. No, that was Larry's ruling. He helped the single parents that came into his cult. I mean,
you know what though, Chico, and I'm so glad it's the truth though. This was 2-3 years ago, and we knew that these were out there, but nobody was saying anything about it because they were afraid to get sued. But honestly, what is there to sue for all of us? It's like we're giving commentary to what's already been out there. Seriously, you know?
Church. He helped them. He did. He even stated on the interview on somebody's channel. I have no idea who that person is. So some interview that he did yesterday. I don't know.
That wasn't shade on Sharrell's world. Don't worry, Sean. I feel the same way.
He said that he did help single families that came into his church. Okay. And then he said when they got on their feet that he would, they would go on about their business. Larry, Sharon had a 3-bedroom condo before she went to St. Martin. But her boys were still staying with you. Can you explain?
Thank you, Sean.
Care to explain? I thought once they got on their feet, it was a wrap. I thought once they got on their feet, it's a wrap. Then Waffle come, she had a 3-bedroom condo, but her boy's still staying with you. Shouldn't they have been staying with their mother? Shouldn't they have been staying with their mother? Can I explain?
Grooming.
So I say, yeah, you can pull the wool over other people's eyes, but I'm looking right at you, buddy. Yeah,
Single
I'm not looking
mother.
around it. Okay, creep. Yeah, I'm looking right at it. So her flip. She said she had a 3-bedroom condo, so there was no reason her sons needed to be staying with you. And at the ages they were, all they needed was somebody to look in on them. That's all they more so needed. That's it. That's it. They didn't need to stay with you. Stay with you for what? Because you wanted them there. That's why. That's what that were. That's what that were. You didn't give the women, the young ladies that were there, none of this energy. None of it. None of it. Yeah. You tried it. You did. You kicked Lavontraye out because he would not stop sleeping with his girlfriend. That is why he had to leave. And his brother was upset about it, is what that gives. So that's why his brother told his mom, their mom, about what happened. Because he felt that that was the real reason. This has everything to do with him touching on Lavontraye and doing certain things with Lavontraye. Mom, Larry wants him. This is why we're leaving. Larry, how are you kicking them out the church, but not the mom?
Yep.
God. Larry didn't kick her out of the church. She was in St. Martin. How was they calling her, telling her they kicked out the church? And we a collective. How they gotta go, but I can stay. What? What? How my son's calling me to tell me I'm kicked out of somewhere you sent me? I'm here because of you. Like you sent me here to work for your church. Okay? Absolutely. Gross. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. How? Again, how everybody kicked out but the mama? And I believe his older brother wasn't kicked out either. It was Lavontraye. It was personal.
Yep.
He kicked out Lavontraye and Lavontraye's girlfriend. As Lavontraye's brother, and with him being close to his brother, if my brother going, so am I.
Ooh, LD said he wasn't finished exploiting her. Remember, there's a lot of studies out there, a lot to support that single mothers with children are typically the ones that become victims of, and their children become victims of abuse. It's a lot. It's a lot. So I said, it's like single mother, great. This is why I don't understand how CTV doesn't take that into account, and not taking the crown of him being, because the dude knows how to get into stuff and everything. I get it, but that's one factor that you would have to definitely take into account. Traveling pastors. Why make it an agenda to try to discredit? Why is everybody trying to hurry up and discredit this person? I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know. We weren't there. I wasn't there. You weren't there. But because you're close to Larry Reid, because Larry Reid has this, I just because
he didn't call his mom and say, I got kicked out of the church. He said Lavontraye did. And that ain't got nothing to do with jealousy? Why would it not? The same person haven't been driving your car?
I don't think so.
Picking this girl up?
I could be wrong, but I don't think he has any children.
Mighty strange. But I guess all of that is a coincidence. It's not to me. It's not. You can't convince me that in your mind, Larry, you weren't dating Lavontraye. You were. That was your man. It was. He was everything you wanted. Everything. Yeah, men like you like to train them. You like to train them. You want to be treated a certain way. From foot rubs, back rubs, this, that. You want things in a certain particular way. You do. And if you can't find it, you'll make it.
No.
If you can't find what you're looking for, you'll build it. You sure will. Shout out to Lavontraye, because that's what you did with him.
Grooming.
Moving right along.
Grooming.
So her boy stayed with Larry before her going to St. Martin. Sharon didn't believe the rumors, which is what she heard before she went to St. Martin. And Larry sent Sharon to St. Martin to get Lavontraye. Larry sent Sharon. Oh, yes. So that's what I was saying. He sent Sharon there so that he could get Lavontraye, so he could, do what he was, hone in on him without protection, because again, if certain things are happening to a child, them seeing their parent is enough to make them break down. If I'm doing certain things to him and you're not around, he gets to be used to these things without your presence, so he'll feel alone and feel that I'm the only person he has, because I'm all he has. You're not needed. Go to St. Martin. So I'm here flip. So they told her about Larry, but Sharon was in denial. Larry wanted Trey and now wife to break up, which he did. She said that he wanted them to be separate, and boys be with the boys, girls be with the girls, is what he wanted. He didn't want any of them fraternizing, none of that, with each other. Again, personal, because again, there's other people that are fraternizing. There had to have been. So if there are other people fraternizing, hair flip, if they're doing so, then this is personal. It's just like, it's obvious as Jay. Block this whole, yep, that's my whole name. What about it?
See?
What about it? And there's no.
See? So you got like Kirshawn doing his thing, his commentary, and then you had these trolls coming in trying to dox, which by the way, dox is, Sean has already doxed himself, doesn't really matter, but this is how deep it goes. This is how deep some of the Larry Reid supporters will go. That's why I'm like, this shit is just too much. Like, you guys are going this hard? This hard?
Why? On the Beyonce, you tried it. There's no Y on it. Y'all don't scare nothing. There's no T. Sorry, I'm not out here hurting little boys like y'all pastor. Ooh. Sorry, I'm not out here hurting little boy. I'm not. You're mad. You're pressed. There's no Y on it. Make sure if you're gonna dox it.
Yes, they do.
There's no Y. On
yes,
the
they
Beyonce,
do.
You tried it. But yeah, move right along. There's no Y. Get your docs right. Get your docs right. Here, flip. So they told her about Larry, but whatever the word that. Sorry. Okay, because Larry Reid was jealous of Lavontraye, his girlfriend. He absolutely was. So I told y'all these people be coming for me. I don't care. There's no T on me. Adrian Deontay Lewis. Here, flip. There's no T. You're gonna get very bored. Don't y'all wish I could say that about Larry? You can't. So Aurora, the finest, even my social security has even been put out there. I'll try it. Move right along. So now Larry was jealous of that. So Sharon, oldest son, told Sharon not to try. She left her boys, she left to get back to her boys. So after they told Sharon what was going on, she left St. Martin to come reunite with her boys. She absolutely did. So here, flip. So when she got back, because I just said Larry kicked the boys out of the, well, more so of Lavontraye, out of the church, but didn't kick her out, which was weird, right?
So here's my deal. And let me ask you guys in the chat about this. Like, clearly people are going hard both ways. And I feel some type of way because I feel like we're at this point where it's like, what is the victim? How's the victim in this situation? And I don't know if he necessarily, like, he's a man, he's kind of going through this and everything. All this is playing out here. I'm just kind of wondering, right? How do you bring some solace to this situation? How do you bring some peace, some understanding to this, right? Because at the end of the day, Larry Reid has the followers that he has, He does. You see people going hard on the on Sean over Larry Reid, and I'm just like, yo, you guys don't even know him. Know him. Not at all. We sure do. Yep, I like him. It's about time young people start talking about this. Grooming never good. That's where a lot of it starts. But people don't necessarily see that. This is why I'm just like, ugh. Thank you. I think that there's something there. I think that there's a reason why that other blogger goes as hard as he does. Why? Larry doesn't even go that hard on him. On himself. This is somebody's name. Like, I would be defending myself if I was accused of such things. Like, come on now. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't. I saw the interview with the mom. I saw the first interview, and now these big old receipts are coming. Remember, anyone, says Danny, Tasha K is a documented liar. Also, a lot of people are picking a side. I hear what you're saying, Danny, but I want you to take Tasha K out of the equation. Was Tasha K the perfect person to bring this news? Probably not. But this is how the fucking blogging game works, too. Think about it this way. Yesterday, well, when Larry Reid and Conscious TV had the interview with Sharrell, Sharrell also doesn't like Tasha K. All of these people don't like each other, right? None of them do. So I thought it was great that Sean Davy Way gave some commentary to this because he's like neutral in terms of who he doesn't like. Like, he doesn't F around with Tasha K, but he also doesn't F around with Sharrell's World. He doesn't F around with a lot of these bloggers, right? So I thought him giving commentary and seeing the shit for what it is and calling it out was great. It needed to be called out. And thank you, LD. It's not Tasha who's talking. She might be providing the platform, but she's not the one talking. I want you to understand something. Why the hell? Okay, and I know that Tasha K has been, she said what she said about Cardi B and all this other shit that she did. I'm not giving her the benefit of the doubt here, okay? You give this big interview on a huge platform, right? Big production. These statements, everything. If Larry Reid is going to sue, I'll believe it when I see something filed. Because at this point, he talks a big game, but I have yet to actually see him do it. He talks a big game. Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry, Danny. Danny, Sharrell's World is the most biased blogger on YouTube by personal experience. We're gonna have to disagree on that one. I felt like she asked the questions, but there was one specific part, especially when she asked him, and she asked him twice about the time frame, and he couldn't go by, and he's like, well, it's this. She didn't really get into the meat of that. I agree with the questions. I like the questions that she asked, but I do believe she's very biased because she also has an agenda against Tasha. I've been watching Sharrell's World for quite some time, along with Tasha. I've seen the dynamics of all these bloggers. Personal experience, I've seen it. I do believe she's got an agenda. I do think that she is biased. She is. Thank you. Thank you, Christine. Agreed. Agreed. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it says sue me. Sue me. That's what he said. Sue me. Because he's giving commentary to the interview. Well, what is there to be suing about? If anything, you need to sue the people that accused you. Why isn't he suing them? And if he is, when? Yep. I'm not a fan. I do believe that Sharrell's World is very biased. There's an agenda there. I've noticed it before too, where and I don't know if it's like a blogger thing. I've noticed this a lot about her and other bloggers, but specifically about her. Anybody that's getting a little bit of clout, that's bigger than her, whatever, she just has an agenda. I'm still waiting for her to follow up on Shanquella Robinson. She has yet to do it. Yet to do it. I'm just being honest. Thank you, Chillax and Chica. Absolutely. I mean, yeah. Try. Try, keyword. But I guess we'll see kind of what comes out of it. That's just my opinion. I mean, we'll see. I want to see these explosive receipts that are going to come out, but they did, Christine, to be fair, they did say that they're not being paid. They don't know each other, they're not being paid. Lord, okay. I don't know this person. That's what they said. I don't know if I believe it. I don't believe anything at this point. The only person that I truly believe is the victim. That's who I believe. That's what I believe. Has only sued two people, Darren Moore, who first interviewed Lavontraye Andrews over a year ago for harassment. Larry requests mediation, and LR sued Lavontraye Andrews but withdrew the lawsuit. Right. Try. Try keyword. Yep. 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 That's my thought. Well, oh my gosh. BV says pastor would never allow discovery in lawsuit. Ooh, all right. Well, I guess we'll find out. Danny Day said, look, there's nothing on Tasha's end. I don't know. We'll find out. I'm waiting for these receipts to drop too. We all want to know. I know, right? Because we only get 30% of the Cash App. Come on now. I said, don't super chat me 500. Cash App me 500 because you don't get anything with that. It's the truth, though. It's the truth. What is Larry hiding? And that's what I'm saying is that if the lawsuit is legit, that would come out of the lawsuit. If these receipts are legit, those are going to be in the lawsuit as well. We'll see. We'll see. Right? To be determined. We'll see. We'll see. But anyways, guys, I want to thank everybody for coming out and hanging out with me for a little bit as I give commentary to this crazy situation. I think it's up to 40%. I think you're right. I think you're right. Do you have a channel? LMSTY? Let me know if you have a channel. If you want to drop it in the chat, let me know. Let me know. This is going to be interesting, Patty. I would agree. I would agree on that one. But I'm going to head out, or email me your channel information if you do, and I will check it out. I'm going to head out, guys, because I got to go attend to Baby Bunny and do what I got to do. But we will be back tomorrow. I'm curious to know what these, receipts are going to be, what's next and everything. You got your, Ceci said she's got her popcorn. Okay, cool. I'll check out your channel, guys. Make sure you check out her channel as well, LMSTY. Check it out, because you gave me some receipts. I appreciate you for that. Ceci says she's got her popcorn for this. I'm kind of interested to know what happens. Yeah, absolutely, Tommy. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. I hate I got here yet, but I got here yet. We'll be there. All right, I've got words. Shout out to you guys. And we'll talk about some other stuff that is happening. I'm gonna post those. What is it? Kim Wazoo receipts in the membership, so you guys can read them and dissect them and whatever you want to do with them. Help William over there, who, told me that I needed a vet. Okay, yeah, I need a vet. 3rd, 4th, 5th hand information. And I will let you guys know. This was just commentary. I love hanging out with you guys, so thank you for hanging out with me. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I gotta head out, so rabbits are out. I gotta go get some rest, guys. Bye.